And obviously I would pay her back.
Yeah.
And she was just like, it was like this long pause. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So she thought about it, but she wants the points. So I sent her the link, and then hopefully it'll be booked soon.
Do I look okay? Just
yeah.
All right. I'm just
never better.
Do you mind if I steal your laptop from you?
No.
Okay.
I would love that.
All right. Okay. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back
to the Nick Baseball Podcast.
How was your week, Nick?
There we go. See, we've learned already from the last episode because I told Josh that he didn't ask me how I was doing. Now, granted, looking back on the episode, listening to it over and over again, post-recording and in the editing process, I do realize that I didn't even give you a chance to ask me how I was doing. So I jumped on Josh for no reason. And I apologize.
It's okay.
But
we've lived, we've learned, and I've learned so much that I've decided to just jump right in and ask how you're doing.
Right. Didn't even give me a shot. So let me answer the question.
Amazing.
So I don't waste this beautiful opportunity. I am doing good. I had a good meal from Trader Giotto's. Is that accurate?
Well, in America, we say Trader Joe's.
Right, but on the packaging, it said,
Okay, yes.
It said what it said.
An Italian flair.
Giottos, whatever it said. But it was a good meal, okay?
Good.
And it was a good meal that's going to get me ready for this 10-15 Yankee game. They're playing in San Francisco.
Okay.
After playing in San Diego and LA, they're getting, as I said to you earlier, they're getting the West Coast trip all at once. Okay, I'm sure they'll head back there at some point for somebody, maybe not. But tonight they're playing in San Francisco, and I had a good meal. I had 2 good meals today. And when you're watching a baseball game, okay, you want to make sure you have a good meal. I mean, you want to have a good meal in life anyway, okay?
True.
But especially when watching a baseball game.
Real. What a segue.
I mean, yeah, that's...
What a segue.
I mean, come on. We're pros at this by now.
Yeah.
So, Josh and I, okay, are becoming a little experimental today. We're gonna flow through the joint, and just see how things go. This is a new podcast still, okay? And we're taking all the feedback and suggestions that we can from our audience, consisting of like your sister and my mother.
Yep.
And Megan's boyfriend.
True.
Shout out Vinny.
Huge shout out Vinny. All the shout outs.
Yeah, I mean, he's even listening to John Boy now, which is crazy.
True.
He's listening to Talking Baseball, and he probably listens to it more than I do.
Because listen, to all those who are out there going, oh, they're changing it up already as if it didn't work. First of all, I've never been more famous, and except by this podcast, so I think it worked beautifully. And do you walk into a clothing store and buy the first pair of pants you see, and you try them on and just go, this works, and leave? No, you exhaust your resources. You step out of the dressing room, and you go up to your mom or another loved one and ask, do these jeans make me look good? And they say, yes, you always look good, Josh. Why would you ever doubt yourself? And then you're like, okay, I'll step my after. No, they say those jeans make you look humongous.
Yes.
And then you try on a different pair, and there could be a perfect pair of jeans just waiting down the aisle. And that's what we're doing here today. Is we're trying on jeans.
We are trying on jeans.
This episode, we're going to be trying on jeans. No.
What's so funny about that analogy is you would think that our family, being like the majority of our listeners, would have only nice things to say, and they do for the most part. But we are taking some feedback and we are running with it. And to try on our first pair of pants, let me not ruin the segue that I set up beautifully for us.
True.
We're going to be talking about MLB stadium food. Okay.
How exciting.
So
now this is a subject that I can stand behind.
Right. As most of us know, Josh, not the most knowledgeable in terms of the numbers and the players in baseball. However, if there's anything that Josh knows, okay,
Like you should
I
watch your step
right, I
with this
gotta
setup.
choose my words a little carefully. If there's anything that Josh feels passionate, there's no good way to put this.
Like
Why don't you do it
I'm
yourself?
gonna stand behind it.
Okay, what? Do it yourself.
As a husky male man, I like food. I'm a foodie, and I don't know my stats and numbers in baseball, but I know where the garlic fries are served in Yankee Stadium.
It's on the 100 level.
Yeah. Like I know my way around it. I know how to get them.
Yes. Like I said, we're going to be talking about MLB ballpark food. We're both foodies.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a certain body type to be a foodie. Okay.
What makes you bring that up?
I'm a scrawny guy.
Yeah,
It's nothing to do with you. It's all to do with me.
No.
As some of you know, I actually did food reviews on TikTok a year back.
True. They were great.
They were.
Bring it back.
I had a bit of a sailor mouth, and that was that's part of what gave it its charm. People really liked my introduction.
True.
Like remember that crumble cookie video that went semi-viral?
Yes.
And everybody was telling me either like they love the swearing or they hate it, and they're like kindergarten teachers,
Yeah.
And that was just kind of me, and I felt like if I simmered down, I feel like I wouldn't be being myself. Now, I don't swear on this podcast.
No, because of the Disney contract.
Yeah, of course. Look at right here. The fun's just getting started. Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a Disney ad on the Disney contracted podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You can take the New Jersey out of the speech as much as you can, but it'll always be around.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm talking about East Coast people. Y'all swear.
We do. But that's besides the point. So the bottom line is Josh and I are both foodies. However, Josh is more willing to sacrifice the baseball for the food in MLB ballparks.
It's half of the fun.
The last Yankee game that we were at,
I missed innings for these garlic fries.
You went down in like the third inning, okay, of a Yankee Marlin game. You go all the way down to the 100 level. We're in the grandstands, folks. We're in the nosebleeds. And you're gone for 3-4 innings. The score flipped upside down by the time you were going.
I saw a majority of it because you can stand there and look out at the game. But I had a goal. I had my garlic fries.
So tell me, the garlic fries at Yankee Stadium, they're good? I haven't. Now, as much as I've been to Yankee Stadium,
terrifying.
Okay, so a lot of the time when I'm at Yankee Stadium, I get Nathan's. Okay, and or I get the chicken bucket, the value bucket that's like $25.
Right, value. Value, I don't know.
So it'll either come with Nathan's fries, which are fine, or the Yankee Stadium fries, which again are fine. But you're telling me that the garlic spruces them up enough that you're willing to travel all the way to the 100 level during the game that you paid $80 to see and miss half the game.
I'm willing to rub elbows with all of the rich people in their primo seats to get these garlic fries, and it is so worth it. A line.
What is it about them?
So they're fries. Like, I don't think that I need to explain them very much.
Right.
Fries with garlic on them. And it's not like garlic salt. You know how some people will be like garlic salt is not real garlic. Like, it is real garlic, but it's not like fresh garlic.
Yes.
These are fresh garlic on fries. So good. Just the proper amount. Sometimes garlic can be a bit much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, a lot of people are turned off by garlic just because there's a lot. Perfect ratio.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So good. And like sometimes garlic can even be so much that it like gets spicy even. Not the case here.
See,
perfect ratio.
What's funny is I would think that the Bronx natives that are working these counters are just tossing the garlic right onto the fries.
Yeah, they probably are.
But you're telling me that they're tossed
at they're holding themselves back a little bit.
They know what the hell they're doing.
Oh yeah. They know. Something I don't know what the direction would be. I don't know how much garlic they have back there.
It reminds me so much of when I was at the Jersey Mike's at our university, and they were training the people to do the oil and vinegar. Okay,
Right.
folks, I know we're veering off of baseball a little bit.
This is what happens.
But I was sitting at the Jersey. Listen, the Yankees are sponsored by Jersey Mike's. I can talk about this on the Nick Baseball podcast.
So true.
I was sitting in line. I was getting my sandwich, rang up, and the sandwich that was being made behind me, the corporate guy, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy was
Loved
training.
watching him.
Yeah, he was training the nice young lady, nice lady, not really young.
Okay.
How to do the oil and
Knock on
vinegar
the lady.
properly. And it was kind of he had so much finesse in the way that he just like he shook it a few times and then let it go. And he did it from a very high up point. He didn't do it real close. He was real high up.
Oh
and,
yeah.
you know.
This guy was a machine.
And then she tried to do it, and she just didn't have it.
Oh no.
Sometimes you
Did
have
not
it.
have it in the wrist.
No.
This lady, poor lady. He also probably knew exactly how many ounces was on there.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
I mean, he's like a bartender
that's
filling up a
2.5
shot blindly.
That's 2.5 ounces of oil and vinegar on that sandwich right there.
Yeah. I mean, you ever see those TikToks of the bartenders perfectly filling up a shot just with their eyes?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I
It's
mean,
all on the count.
That's exactly what he's doing with the oil and vinegar. Now, even though you can get garlic fries or even Jersey Mike's at a Yankee game, which you can, we're kind of novices at ballpark food. Now,
True.
Josh, how many MLB stadiums have you been to?
3.
How many games have you? How many?
Oh.
Okay, so you're counting Busch as a
Yes.
stadium we've been to. Okay,
Yes.
so we went to Busch last year.
Couldn't get food.
Couldn't get food.
There was nothing happening.
Right.
I bet if you asked nicely, they would have looked at you really weird and said no.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
it was a tour.
it was a stadium tour. So
Yeah.
you've been to Citi Field
Yes.
and Yankee Stadium.
Yes. Oh, I have a Citi Field time. Citi Field time. New segment. No.
So you've had opportunities to get food at 2 different MLB
Yes.
ballparks out of
And
the 30.
Citi Field, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on. Subway Series game, iconic. My first Major League Baseball game.
This is 2021, folks.
Yes, my first Major League Baseball game. Again, I'm very due.
By the way, this is the 9/11 game, the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 game. It was such a
And
big deal.
There couldn't have been more of a travesty happen at this game. Because I go wanting a hot pretzel, as you do. Because hot pretzels are one of those things that you can't just get.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a hot dog,
Yeah.
dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, there's a hot dog. You know what I mean? Especially in New York.
Right.
You can make the argument for a hot pretzel. Whatever. I wanted a hot pretzel really bad. So I was looking forward to it all day. More than the baseball because I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So I arrived at Citi Field. I immediately go and get a pretzel. First of all, was like $10,
Yeah.
which you just gotta do it.
I mean,
Just gotta
you knew
reach
that
into
was
your
coming.
pockets. I know. You just gotta reach into your pockets and feed yourself.
Deep
okay?
into your pockets.
Deep, yeah. You gotta be looking in your car for the spare change. You know what I mean? Got the hot pretzel. Walk all the way back to my seats. Probably not that far. I got a little cheese cup with it. Got to do the cheese
Yeah.
cup. I sit down. Oh, yay, baseball game. I almost break my tooth off biting into this pretzel.
Right.
Like soft pretzel? No. The hardest pretzel I've ever had the pleasure, even as compared to just a bag pretzel, hard, terrible. Almost died. I almost died.
So Josh is sitting in the nosebleeds
I
screaming out about a pretzel while Francisco Lindor is hitting 3 home runs against the Yankees.
Oh, yeah. Like, I had this iron crowbar of a pretzel, and the cheese sauce couldn't even do it. Just, like, the cheese sauce wasn't helping.
So
a
you
little
took
bit.
one bite. Did you take another?
No.
You were just done.
And that is so offensive to me. Like, I'm not one to complain about food, and
Right.
especially the quality. I will finish what I'm given. Couldn't finish the pretzel. Oh,
Did you try?
heartbroken.
You just gave up immediately, or did you try again?
I had a few bites. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I tried to use the cheese
But
sauce
you
to the
were
best of my
you were
abilities.
more careful.
Oh,
You
It
thought you
was-
broke a tooth.
it was terrible. I'm not going to. So, Citi Field, I've never attempted to get food there again.
Even the last time?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't get food. No.
We got ice cream.
Okay, that's different.
But you-
ice cream's good everywhere.
But you like Citi Field.
I do. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's nice. So when I tell that pretzel was so disappointing, I know that I probably just got a bad pretzel.
Yeah.
that was left in there.
It was late at night.
Since 9/11. Like, let's be real.
Right.
But I still can't forgive them. It was very tragic, especially for how expensive it was.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible. And what do? You can't complain.
I'll tell you what, though. It's quite beautiful when you think about it. And let me explain to you what I mean.
Yeah, you bet.
It's
Like,
very
I'm still mad.
Metaphorical and figurative, whatever the hell. Because, people are always like, oh, should I spend the money to go see a game in person, or should I stay at home? And, I was looking forward to this Subway series because it was the 20th anniversary of 9/11. There was a little bit more juice to it. They had the 9/11 memorial like patches, I'm pretty sure. And it's Yankees Mets. That's always fun. But you went to the game, had a subpar time, and I stayed at home, and I had probably a worse time because the Yankees are trading blows. Lindor's hitting home runs, Stanton's hitting home runs. Wandy Peralta's whistling at the Mets. Francisco Lindor is taunting Wandy Peralta. And when Francisco Lindor hit his third home run of the game, I took one of my dorm room chairs, I slammed it on the ground.
Wow.
And
that'll show him.
And Jack, who was watching the game with me, just said nothing and left. He saw me just take the chair, slam it to the ground, and he just got out of there and didn't say anything. Which
he's so real.
Which
for
respect.
That. He's so real for that.
He read the room
because when was it going to be him next?
Right.
Like that's exactly what he thought.
And there would have been nothing to gain from trying to get me through it.
No.
It was just kind of embarrassing.
I totally would have taken my dorm room chair and thrown it at the ground with the pretzel.
Yeah.
If any, that was how mad I was as well.
Yeah.
So we were both having not a great time.
I mean, luckily the Yankees won the 9/11 game, the game on 9/11, but they did not win that game that you went to go see, and I watched from home. And did you have any idea that Francisco Lindor had 3 home runs that night?
I probably was fixated on other issues.
Right. Getting home,
which is
also
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting home too, because it is hard to navigate from Citi Field, actually, if you're taking not cars.
Yeah.
It was also such a shame because I had taken the buses, because this was a group event, and so they rented buses for us to go.
School funded.
Yes. They rented buses for all the students to go, and then we left before all of the major game stuff happened because we were told that the buses were going to leave at a certain time, and so we were out there.
So the game wasn't even over.
Game wasn't even over, left, and you cannot re-enter.
Yeah.
Because apparently Citi Field is in North Korea. And they said that the buses, we're going to wait until the game ends to leave the buses. They told us as we were leaving the stadium. Oh, we're just going to wait. We're going to watch the game because it's good.
So the buses got there and you...
The buses got there.
And you waited till the end of the game.
The drivers go watch the game with everybody.
Right.
And then we were told as a group, hey, the buses are going to leave at this time. Go ahead to the buses at this time. So when it was the time to go, we were like, we should probably go to the buses. We should probably go to the buses.
Yeah.
Even though it was a height in the game, of course, me didn't even want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Pretzel
ruined it.
Over it. Pretzel ruined my night. And so we were heading back out to the buses, and then we get a message. There was a group of us that had left.
Yeah.
A good number, 20, 30 people. And then we got a message saying that we're going to go ahead and stick it through the rest of the game, picked up.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It did pick up.
So I know, but come on. So I saw the outside of Citi Field when all of the major things were going on.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And I mean, I wanted to stay home because I like watching the big games like that. I like listening to the announcers. But you've been to Citi Field 3 times or twice?
I think I've been 3 times.
3 times. So once that time, then the last time we went with Mr. Cam's dad.
Yes.
And then you went another time.
I did.
And we've been to Yankee Stadium. He's been to Yankee Stadium upwards of 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And you like
Busch
it.
Stadium once.
And you like it better than Yankee Stadium, Citi Field?
Yes.
Really? So why is that?
It's nice.
Yankee Stadium's not nice?
No.
I'm not
Citi Field's
offended.
nicer.
I'm not
than
offended.
Yankee Stadium. It just is. It's just a little. It seems a little cleaner. The theming's better. I know. Oh, please! I felt that eye roll through the screen. I understand that people don't really care about theming, but when I tell you it pulls a space together, it does.
What about it? I like Citi Field, but
It just is cool. And like you see all of the murals on the walls and the quotes on the walls and like the lobby entrance of like
you've
people.
never been to Monument Park.
No. Right. I don't know. I feel the entrance gets it hyped up to Citi Field.
Next-
The entrance to Yankee Stadium, you're just like, that's a long line of folks.
Okay. So the next time we go to Yankee Stadium, first appearance of Friend. There's a fly in here.
There's a fly in here.
I couldn't get
A rather
him.
large fly.
Yeah,
I
couldn't
will say.
get him with the raid ahead of time. But next time we go to Yankee Stadium, because in the outfield they have all the retired numbers that you could
Yeah.
you can visit that before the game and like look at all the plaques and look at all the numbers and stuff. It's nothing like mind blowing if you're not a Yankee fan,
Right.
but it's nice, and I think we should go early next time we go to a game, just so you can see it, vibe it out. And standing in the outfield's fun. We never really have done that.
Yeah.
But okay.
So, like, heading back to the original plot.
Yeah.
So I had my hot pretzel. Let's go over the things that you are going to encounter at a baseball stadium.
Of
We could
course.
just rattle off.
Yeah.
There's the hot pretzel. Watch yourself.
Yeah.
Watch your you better have a good dental plan if you're planning on going to Citi Field and getting a hot pretzel. You will always have hot
dogs, hot dogs and sausages.
Iconic.
I've had a hot Yankee sausage. It was good.
That's crazy. That's interesting. Hot dog, always iconic.
It's good. Can't go wrong. The chicken bucket.
So is Yankee Stadium's a Nathan's hot dog place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nathan's.
I wonder if ballparks have other hot dog deals because there's like Hebrew National.
I'm
like-
sure some stadiums got Sabret going.
Yes. Yeah.
Sabret's
like
big.
there are a lot of you can't escape the hot dog.
No.
The legendary hot dog bun was invented at a baseball
Yeah.
field because they wore gloves.
They did wear
Instead
gloves
of-
instead of because they didn't
which-
have the bun.
Bring back the wiener glove. What if you want to cut back on carbs? They should sell hot dog gloves.
You're
And then
right.
just be
They
like,
should at
"I'll
least
just be
have
a
the
glove."
option.
They should.
Like just to
I'll stand by
or maybe
that.
there's just or maybe they're saying you got to bring your own hot dog glove.
True.
That's so true though. Where you
Alexa,
bring your
put
own.
hot dog glove on my shopping list. But we will.
If the appearance by Friend comes on, don't mind him. He's okay.
The French fries, yes. Burgers, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
you could get a burger anywhere.
I'm a chicken bucket stan.
yes.
Now,
Okay. Chicken strips.
the problem
This is so true.
that I've had, and this is totally my fault, and you could call me a fraud or whatever. I've been to a lot of baseball games. I've been to like 6 stadiums, 5 or 6, and I've been to so many Yankee games, and I'm not very diverse in what I get at the stadiums. I like to try new food all the time. That was the main focus of my TikTok era, trying new snacks.
yeah.
And very much so at restaurants. I like to try new things unless there's chicken parm available. But for some reason at the stadium, and I think it's because of the price,
Yeah.
that I usually always go hot dog, sausage, or chicken bucket.
Well, right.
And
Because here's the thing about the chicken strips, though, at a ballpark.
yeah,
That they're just like they are one step above. I don't even know if that might be generous of like an oven chicken strip.
I've heard from Michael K. and Company
Okay.
that the chicken strips at Madison Square Garden are weep worthy.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard they're great.
Like Cane's
Like
level?
I've heard they'll have you sobbing in your seat,
Wow.
just mystified.
Crazy.
Now I don't know. I've never.
Interesting.
I've only been to MSG for concerts. I'm not a big enough basketball fan to
I
spend
have only
$300
been
to see the Knicks.
directly under Madison.
You've never been in at all?
Never in.
Yeah. But you know what it is also for me is I care a lot about seeing the game. So most of the time when I go to a game,
Crazy.
this is my mission. find my seat, go to the bathroom, get a quick bite so I can be in my seat by game time. It's always a quick bite, so that's why the hot dog and the sausage and the chicken bucket is always there, because it's there on pretty much any stand in the ballpark. So I'm so focused on pissing and getting food before the first pitch is thrown.
Yeah.
That I just end up getting something quick like that. And I don't diversify a lot, even though there are a lot of things that look good.
Because, like, chicken strips and the hot dog and such, mindless eating.
Yeah.
When you come into sandwich territory, that's like maybe 2 hands.
Yeah, and it gets messy.
Yeah. What is one supposed to do? I don't, like, I think that it's a little more of a commitment. It's not for the people who are just trying to watch the game and go, like, sit down.
Yeah.
It's not in their wheelhouse to be getting a sandwich or a burger.
Especially
I think that you have to be really experienced.
That 99 burger that they only sell 99 of or whatever.
First of all,
$20.
Inching into my garlic fry line.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're right next to each other. The 99 burger stand in the Yankee Stadium is right next to the garlic fry place.
That you went to.
Back up. All 99 of you, take one big step back. Because, honestly, I've heard that it's good.
Yeah, it's Wagyu beef, apparently.
Look great.
Apparently, it's just the finest meat in New York or something.
Because I was peeping in the boxes, because standing in line for the garlic fries.
Yeah.
It looked okay. Looked mid.
My problem with it is I want to go to my seat and watch the game. That's number one. And it's $20, and I might not get it waiting in the line.
Crazy.
So I'm going to miss the game, and I might not get it.
Right.
Now, I think they're selling more of them. Like, they might be selling $199 now. I could be so off base. It's unbelievable. The only thing that I have ventured off at Yankee Stadium, even though I've been there so many times, is I'll go to Chickies and Pete's.
Good.
And I'll go to the Jersey Mike's.
Crazy.
But Chickies and Pete's is really good. It's a Philly thing, if you're not familiar. They have, like, crab fries. It's Old Bay seasoning for the most part.
Yeah.
Their chicken strips are good, but the fries are to die for with the cheese cup.
Yeah.
I mean, forget about it.
Cheese cup.
And the amount of fries, they give you a lot. Yeah.
That was the other thing about the garlic fries that I found very nice. They'd give you quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Ice cream you can pretty much always get.
Yeah,
too.
and
like
those pinstripe milkshakes is another good thing.
You get ice cream in a collectible hat.
Yes.
We have the hats from all of the baseball stadiums.
We do. I was like semi-collecting them, and then my dad got me all of them for my birthday.
Yeah, sick.
Which, like, so cool.
Like,
but now,
like, he had the right spirit.
He did.
And the right heart.
He did.
But now you don't have to collect them anymore.
Now I can just go to the stadiums and save my money.
We have a collection of them.
Yeah.
So ice cream you're always going to get. Again, if you're there for convenience and mindlessness, not a good idea. For some reason, always a lack of, like, I never grab enough napkins ever.
For the ice cream?
Yeah. Or
really?
Just in general.
Uh-huh.
I just always find that my food is messier than I think.
Yeah.
And again, especially with these souvenir ball hats, bringing back an ice cream covered little baseball hat onto the train after a game is so humbling.
Yeah, you do gotta wipe it with the napkins.
Like, you just gotta, be mindful. So you're being mindful for ice cream, but it's gonna be there. Yeah. So now I think that we should look up either unique stadium foods or like the wackiest stadium foods, or perhaps the best. We have a lot of different categories that we could, but I'm very interested because
listen, we want to expand our horizons, and we like to travel. It's expensive. We don't travel. One of my Z at work the other day, he asked me, he goes, "Oh, like," because apparently him and his friends just do all these crazy things, right? And I'm like, "Oh, like, what do you guys do?" Like, I'm trying to figure out more things to do with my friends, but I don't really know. And he's like, "Oh, why don't you guys travel?" And I'm like, "Girl," and I'm like, "Because it's expensive, Ziad."
Right. No concept of money, these children.
Yes.
Travel.
But, we want to know what to look out for when we go to these other stadiums. I'd like to head to Boston. It's close. Baltimore's close.
Sure.
You
Go
have
ahead, dox us.
you have never been to
How far away from our house is it?
You have never been to Philly.
I've been to Philadelphia.
But you've never been to Citizens Bank, where the Phillies play.
Yes. I've not. They play in a bank? That's weird.
I know. It's crazy. And even at Yankee Stadium, we need to expand our horizons. So we're going to be looking at some crazy or potentially even just the best food at MLB stadiums, and see what kind of things they got for us.
Sure.
So first of all, we're on Newsweek.com. Okay. And
Reliable source.
And this is it?
I don't know.
Newsweek.com.
Sounds reliable.
Didn't look familiar
Has
to
the
me.
word news in it. Has to be.
And this article, just to give us a heads up, is from 2022, right?
Okay. Top 10 craziest baseball stadium eats.
Yes, Newsweek.com. The first one says New York Mets fried chicken donuts.
Okay, Citi Field, probably hard.
Okay, so
what?
This picture right here looks like it is a donut sandwich, like the bread, like picture a sandwich.
Yeah.
The two pieces of bread are glazed donuts with a piece of fried chicken and some sort of sauce.
It's probably like a sweet maple.
Honey chicken.
I could totally get behind this.
Yeah.
I would fear the quality of the chicken.
The quality of the chicken's in question.
Like if that is dry, you're in for one of the worst experiences you've ever had.
The donut looks massive, and that's just one of them.
True.
But I'll tell you what I would do is I would try it.
I would too. It looks good. It's gonna be the chicken and waffle vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's right over there in Queens.
It is. That was 2023. Who knows if they still have it? But if they do, I'd be curious to see it.
I've heard of this. So we're in Miami now. The Marlins have a giant Cubano sub sandwich.
It's pretty big.
Wow, it just keeps going. We're watching a video.
Yeah, we're watching a video. The sandwich is just being shown.
Talk about inconvenient.
Yeah,
like,
also...
I don't get the big food.
Also, you know how expensive that's got to be?
Yeah. And like walking... First of all, you're like fireman lugging this back to your seat with your friend and then like comically sitting down next to each other, holding it, eating from one end to the middle. And like...
If you're there with 20 people, sure.
Right. Like it looks like a class party sub.
The problem is, and this is a big problem, is you would struggle to find 20 people at a Marlins game at all, let alone 20 of you and your friends.
True.
I kind of want to switch back and forth between crazy and just the best.
Right.
So there's another article that we're looking at called from Food Network.
Okay. Now that's like, I trust these people.
Yeah, Food Network. And this is top food finds at 25 baseball stadiums. This is from... They haven't told us the year. Anyway, we'll just trust that all of these things are still intact. We don't have to go through all of them. We'll start with Busch Stadium.
Sure. So this is what we could have gotten if it was open.
Right, if there was a game going on. So at Busch Stadium, apparently, there's a you could eat and you should eat, but we'll look at the you could eat. So this right here is saying that there's a hot salami sandwich that stands in for any standard hot dog. So right now they're claiming that this sandwich, okay, clearly an Italian hot salami sandwich, is so good that it can replace the hot dog at the stadium.
Wrong.
I'm a sub guy.
I mean, it looks good.
I mean, it doesn't really stick out to me.
It looks good, but that's a wild claim.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I would have to try. Like, just looking at it, it looks like...
It looks good.
Any old...
But it's a sub. This doesn't get me excited. This doesn't get me, get me on a plane to St. Louis right now.
Subs are my top 5 favorite foods.
But I just don't know if, that doesn't get me riled up.
And, I can hop off Penn Station tomorrow and get something that looks like that.
Exactly. I mean, it'll probably be better.
So that's the problem that I'm having. So right now,
I've heard
underneath,
of this.
right underneath, we're going to Chase Field with the Arizona Diamondbacks. By the way,
lit.
Arizona Diamondbacks. I hate to inform you, probably the most disappointing team of 2024.
Sad.
They're not, they went to the World Series. They snuck in as a wild card team. And usually when that happens, Josh,
Right.
It's looked at as kind of like a fluke. So maybe the team could, even though they made the World Series, they're a small market in Arizona. They could make the excuse, we were a fluke. Let's just run it back and see what happens. But no, they spent money in the offseason and they intended to get better. They went to the World Series as a small market team,
Right.
and said, you know what? Let's improve upon our World Series team. They spent money, a lot of it, and they've become worse somehow.
Sad. They'll come back.
Unfortunately, Corbin Carroll, the face of the franchise, arguably, is having one of the worst sophomore slumps of all time. Last year, he won the Rookie of the Year.
Right.
Top 10 in MVP voting, I'm pretty sure. And he's having a hard time. But that's besides the point.
Sad. Well, they could bring up their sorrows with this. It's called Game 7 Grill.
No, this is You Could Eat.
You could eat.
So this right here
Just kidding.
is actually, I looked at this earlier. So this is of course it says no strangers to good Mexican food in Arizona.
True.
So Josh swears by Arizona Mexican food. He
do.
will not eat Mexican food in New Jersey.
I won't. Well, I do, and I cry.
Right, he cries.
I cry every
So
time.
this is a giant hot dog, which seems it has beef.
It has carne asada fries. It looks like on it.
Yes.
Which is such a win.
Queso, salsa, guacamole. And
Carne asada fries.
Yes.
Are so good by themselves. Put a foot-long dog under it. I bet it hits.
So you think this would smack?
Oh, and it would be so hard to eat. Like all of these big, crazy, good ones look so hard to eat, folks. Like,
but if you found yourself in Chase, are you getting that?
yeah,
Really?
Because I've heard of this and I've heard of the hype, and I would like if I found myself in Chase Stadium in the next year, totally get it.
Nothing on that looks bad.
No,
it looks good.
Great.
And you swear by the Mexican food, so that on top of a dog,
yeah, and I know it's real.
Gotta be banging.
So good.
What are they?
Definitely gentrified Mexican food.
18-inch hot dog.
Wow, just kidding. Not even 12 inches.
Well, we're just banging out places that we know. Here's Citi Field again.
Wow.
And they have
focusing so much on their other foods other than their pretzels. They've been ignored.
Right, they need to fix their goddamn pretzels. So this says Magician of Meat.
Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
We don't need to talk about that. So this is a one dish.
Pat LaFrida, huh? Filet mignon sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a chop.
Black Angus beef, cheese, onions.
So it is a chopped beef sandwich.
It looks good.
That they've made with filet mignon and cheese. It looks good. Like I would get this over that sub. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Busch Stadium sub.
Yeah, like sub. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Especially just like the New York aspect of it.
Yeah.
So this just something from Dodger Stadium just caught Josh's eye. Is that you? Is that what I'm?
Like what is that?
It's hard to justify vegetables at a ballpark, according to Food Network.
Oh, elote.
Mexican style grilled corn.
Real.
It's perfect on a hot summer day.
That was an interesting thing to say, but it's grilled corn. If you're not familiar with elote,
it looks so much like a
street corn. What's all over it though? That's a lot of dust that they got.
It looks
going
hot.
On. Yeah, I don't because usually they put
spiced chili powder.
The chili powder. They like
they put flamin' hot Cheeto dust on it. That's what it is.
There we go.
What is it with? Can we talk about the flamin' hot craze? Like they made a movie about flamin' hot.
They did.
You know that, right?
No.
Yeah. Let's.
What? What possibly could that be about?
Josh, they made a movie about flamin' hot.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't I do? It's about the guy who did it.
Yes, the Frito-Lay guy that came up with the idea for flamin' hot Cheetos.
Okay. Right.
And now you know how like every Lay's thing is doing flamin' hot nowadays.
Yeah.
So I just
I
don't,
know people who will die on this hill
but I don't understand it.
because I like Flamin' Hot stuff.
Yes.
And I like Flamin' Hot Cheetos especially.
Uh-huh.
People go crazy. Anything Flamin' Hot.
Yeah.
Flamin' Hot, like the chips, the...
Flamin' Hot. Next thing.
Did you ever have Chester's hot fries? Was
Yeah.
that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would just pull up with Chester's hot fries, and that would be like a fun thing.
Yeah.
I like it. It's so Red 40, though. Like it'll stain your fingers.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not crazy to me.
I'll never forget.
I don't think I'd pull up to Dodger Stadium and get this.
Me neither. But I don't know. It seems cool.
Yeah.
Again, corn on the cob. People, these are the most complicated foods to be eating. And when I'm in public and in a seat where I don't have any like surfaces, it's a big ask. I will never forget one time I was checking out at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And this woman was checking out in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
She was buying nothing. Like she bought maybe 6 bags of hot Cheetos.
At the grocery store.
Yeah. She was buying just 6 bags of hot Cheetos, nothing else. And her fingers were stained red. I'm not even kidding.
Her fingers were stained red at the grocery
Yes.
store.
And she wasn't actively eating hot Cheetos.
Were any of the bags opened?
No. But she was just checking out bags of hot Cheetos and her fingers were stained red.
So,
She was jonesing for Flamin' Hot.
Right. Because what happened is she was either sitting at home, sitting in her car. Well,
Yeah.
I want to picture her sitting at home,
Right.
eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Hopefully maybe watching baseball.
Yeah, something.
And she was eating them. And then eventually she reached her hand deep into the bag, realized there was
Literally.
none left,
No, yeah.
swiped all the dust out of there.
She literally looked into the bag and saw but her own reflection. Because you know how it's like,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Saddest time.
no time to wash her hands, but she had
Yeah.
to get down
Had to.
to the grocery store to get more.
I imagine her home. Everything is just like red fingerprints. Oh, that makes me so anxious.
Everything looks like it's sprinkled with that dust on the
Yeah,
goddamn.
oh my god. No,
Dodger
I
dog.
just but I remember watching that happen being like I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Like this lady needs help.
That's pretty crazy.
But yeah, like that just goes to show how deep it runs, the Flamin' Hot. What is that?
Okay, now we're on to Atlanta. Apparently right here, this is the Spectator.
Great name.
A potato stuffed with jalapeno cheddar sausage that's wrapped in bacon and in true Atlanta fashion, slow smoked. It's topped with cheese, sour cream, scallions, and more chilies.
Great name. I don't know if you're gonna go as far as to edit and put pictures of these things in the video version.
Uh-huh.
But for our audio listeners, it does not photograph very well.
No, it's
It
dark.
looks like a thing.
It's burnt.
It looks like a thing that has some sauce on it and jalapenos.
Yeah, jalapenos.
Doesn't photograph well. Sounds great.
The
Love
name
the
is
name is perfect.
fire.
Name is
The
perfect.
Spectator.
Like immediately promoted at work. You win. Whoever came up with that.
I'm trying to find
See, go back up to Chicago
Wrigley.
at Wrigley. They have like I guess they're calling their Chicago style dog.
A lot of dogs. First of all, very dog heavy list.
True. Yeah. Real.
We've been skipping over a lot. But go on.
It just like I bet this hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I bet it's really good.
I'm sure. Yeah,
But it is a hot dog.
it's a hot dog,
and it's not comically large either.
no,
So I'm not very
not trying to
impressed.
reinvent the wheel though.
Yeah. So that's why I bet it's so good. Because
Yeah.
for them to get featured for a hot dog, like the most basic of stadium foods, I bet it's great.
Yeah. Now we're on Yankee Stadium, which we have to talk about it. It looks like what kind of meat are we looking at here?
We're looking at a meat sandwich.
A New York butcher's operates 2 carving stations. Serve sliced-to-order steak sandwiches packed with medium-rare beef, rich with its own juices on a fluffy bun. They're on the extravagant side at $15,
Okay.
which is actually like not
the
that
price of a
extravagant.
small drink. It's like a smart water.
It looks like a busting steak sandwich.
It looks really
I'm
good.
sure it's great.
Yeah, it looks good.
Not too much to see here.
No.
Let's go back to crazy.
Yeah.
The Boomstick Burger from Holy Smokes. I have seen this before.
They're big. It's so big.
So Texas in Arlington's got the
that's too much.
The Boomstick Burger.
I need prices for these. How much are these?
It's so
they can't be less than $40.
No. So the Boomstick Burger, it looks like it's got onion rings, giant onion rings, giant jalapenos.
Yeah.
Cheese, like nacho cheese.
And it's not like a big burger, like round, like it's long.
Yeah,
it's a
like
long burger.
It's like, what do you call those burgers? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How much? Let's look it up.
How much is the Boomstick Burger?
$32.99.
Hey, that's not bad.
Didn't expect it to be that low.
Because you're not eating this by yourself.
No.
So splitting it with even 3 people, I would say you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more.
I did too.
Than that.
Okay, Texas.
It looks like see, this is the kind of stuff, and Josh and I have been talking about this for weeks now, is you'll go on TikTok or Instagram Reels and you'll see just an innocent old middle-aged rich mommy making a sweet treat for her and her family.
Yes.
And they're all fit.
I'm passionate
they're
about
all
this subject.
fit and they all look great. They all look like a healthy family. But then you have no hate on my European fans, okay, on our European fans. But then you have, the European people that say things like, oh, only in America are you having Boomstick burgers. Oh, yeah. When, people don't eat like that every day.
Right.
Now, when you look at the Boomstick burger,
it's pretty absurd.
I kind of get you, my British folks, but I know you get red hot about this.
Well, it's just annoying because it's like, I'm not having a boomstick a day. I would be dead. I'd be far into my grave.
Yeah. Not having a boomstick
and
a day.
it's just like, I can, like the comments, it's just like I challenge anybody in Europe, in the European Union. Mm-hmm. We can include England too, even though they left. Go find a boomstick burger.
Right. See, that's
you can't? Oh, yeah, because they won't let you.
That's a great thing about America.
Yeah.
Is that you can say what you want about the so-called atrocities that we have as food, but hey, we're free enough that I have the choice. I've never had a boomstick.
Right.
Not by choice, but I do have the choice. Right.
We can.
But you can't.
Right.
They also have the pizza dog.
Real.
With 2 W's. That looks really good. And a Flamin' Hot Cheetos pretzel in Texas.
Ooh, I bet it's soft. It's also hot, I bet.
You just can't.
I will say that there is specifically, and I would love to go one day. Mm-hmm. There's a food convention where they announce all of their stadium foods in one building. Yeah. The MLB.
Yeah. I've seen the video for that. It looks good.
Would love to go.
Mariners, there was one year where the Mariners station was like crickets. Like the food that they brought.
Like it was empty?
No. Like literal crickets. I'm sure they were seasoned with something. But you had like all these stadiums bringing in their fancy
flaming hot crickets.
Their fancy desserts and their Wagyu beef.
6 foot long burgers.
And then the Mariners brought crickets or some sort of insect along those lines.
Florida.
Grasshoppers.
We got our crickets.
It's Seattle.
We got our crickets over here.
Josh, they're from Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay.
No, crickets are, yeah.
We talked about the 99.
I was thinking of the Marlins. That's embarrassing.
We talked about the 99 burger. Looking at it, it looks good.
True.
Won't spend too much time on it. There is definitely one that I've been looking for. The cleanup burger from Atlanta.
That looks weird.
4 grilled all beef patties topped with a golden hash brown potato, bacon, cheese, fried egg on Belgian waffles and maple syrup.
Wow.
Sign me up, Josh.
Yeah, that looks so good.
That is an American breakfast sandwich.
Where are you eating this?
That is the problem.
I can't comprehend. Baseball stadiums get so busy and there's no standing room.
And the seats are so close
and the
together.
seats are they're going to give you this in a flimsy cardboard box. You know what they're going to give it to you? Like, before you get back to the shade, this thing's going to fall through because of how flimsy and all the grease on this thing.
If it doesn't fall on the person in front of you.
There's going to be no napkins. And you're going to be sitting here looking like you're going to be a looker sitting with this burger all over you with like 10 different foods, just sitting there weeping with your burger. Gosh.
It's crazy. I think we should talk about two more.
Okay.
And I'm going to save the best one for last. The one that I was looking for, I just saw it, but we're going to save it for last.
Okay.
So right now we're looking at the Braves, the Atlanta Braves. I've never heard of this before. The Burgerizza.
Take a second and pause the video. Guess what that is.
The
Just guess.
Burgerizza. In fact, don't even pause it. We'll give you a second.
Right.
If you haven't guessed, it's a burger, but the bun is pizza.
Right. So like,
Then now you know.
for the audience members that thought it was a pizza, but with burger toppings.
That would be too
Like-
easy.
True. I feel like they would call that the Perger or something like that. Pizza burger.
The good news for us is it's a 20-ounce burger patty, 5 slices of cheddar cheese, several strips of bacon. Too many strips of bacon to count.
Several is crazy. I don't think everyone needs several strips of bacon, but okay.
And you know it's way too much because they told you straight up there's 5 slices of cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
So
like you're already coming in hot.
And they counted the cheese. They
And
don't count the bacon.
Several, that's like 7 or more.
Yes.
Isn't,
Well, I think you're looking at the root word a little too
there's
much.
a couple.
The bottom
which is
line
2.
is that sandwiching these two things together are 2 8-inch pepperoni pizzas. And it looks like
I think
it looks like the British are coming.
I think the Europeans win on this one. This is pretty crazy.
Would I try
What
it?
are you
Yes.
supposed to do? Like I would love to see what they give you these things in. Again, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I would be standing there.
Josh,
Do you know what I would look like?
We can see what it comes in.
This could be at
Look-
an event.
Josh, it comes in a styrofoam plate. Do you see that?
Oh,
Oh,
I
jeez.
didn't. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I can't picture. You would be looking like a fool. I would staggering back to your seat with this thing.
So Josh, when this loads,
Oh my God.
I'm going to need you to. It comes in a styrofoam plate, and arguably, well, no, there's no argument about it. The pizza is so big, it's almost hanging over the styrofoam
It's
plate.
hanging, and there is not one cut in this.
No.
You are given a mass of destruction, and I don't know what you're supposed to do. I would have a hard time at a table with all of the tools at my disposal to cut this thing. It would be hard. Like I just can't get behind.
The pepperoni pizza is
legitimate-
greasy as hell.
Oh yeah, and there are 2 of them with a burger in between and
I'd love to know the
several strips
calories.
of bacon.
Burger Pizza Braves. Apparently it's $26.
Okay.
Um,
Again, looking at the amount of food, I don't think that's ridiculous.
Now, folks, a lot of these articles, I will say, some of these are old. I don't know if they're still selling a lot of these
The
things.
fact that this came across a board of directors and
Yeah.
across someone's desk is insane. I'm sorry. No matter what time.
So if these things don't exist anymore, we're just looking at the history of MLB ballpark food. But the last one that I want to look at that still is in existence, I know, I've seen it on TikTok recently. Believe everything you see on TikTok. Is from a place that we were actually debating on going last year, Cleveland.
Really?
I think we've talked about it.
Ohio town.
It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It is
Oh,
called the Slider Dog. It is a hot dog with mac and cheese,
okay.
onions,
Sounds good.
and Fruit Loops.
Okay. See, why?
Mac
Why?
and cheese and Fruit Loops on a hot dog, folks.
Like, again, I'm going to walk back everything I said about getting judged about American food, because this was thought of, made, tested, approved, sold to the masses.
Folks, is it good? Who has tried it?
It has to be something, right?
It seems like Cleveland's
It
got a lot
has
of
to
dogs.
be
Let's see what the people of Reddit are saying about it.
true. Again, trust everything you read on Reddit.
It's a yearly tradition. I eat one of these. Absolutely disgusting, and I live for it. It's hilarious.
Right.
Some people are saying, are you going to eat them on the toilet? Ate one I threw up the same night. People actually order these. Disgusting. I'll take two.
Like,
That's kind of how
right,
I
yeah,
feel
like,
about it.
Like, here's the thing.
Apparently, there's bacon on it too.
I'm sure there is. I can think about what this could taste like, you know?
Uh-huh.
But I don't get it though. Is it the fact that it's so wacky?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like other girls, obviously.
It's novelty.
So quirky and interesting.
And also, like, it's novelty. And do you like Fruit Loops? Yes. Do you like hot dogs? Yes. Do you like bacon? Yes. Do you like mac and cheese? Yes. Why don't we put it all together?
Like, this is what your dad makes when your mom says it's like fend for yourself night. Like, this is a concoction that,
except with Kraft and Nathan's.
right, but the Fruit Loops will make it on there somehow.
Yeah, or like Fruit Rounds from Aldi.
Right. It's crazy, but very entertaining.
Let's watch our hometown Yes Network show us how the slider dog gets made.
Sure. Bun,
Wiener. Hot dog. There's the tons of bacon.
Okay.
Tons
yeah.
of mac and cheese.
Okay. Stop. No. See, they went too far. They put on those Fruit Loops.
And he or she has reached in for the Fruit Loops 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, like they pile it on.
And
like,
oh my God, the amount of bacon that was on it.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Like, all of that was far too much.
Far too much. But I bet they sell.
I do. And again, it's
sell.
novelty. Like, if we ever found ourselves at Progressive Field in Cleveland,
You have to get it.
sitting next to Flo.
Of course, my lady.
Like, I'm asking around where to find that.
Yeah.
Because that to me is the most intriguing. I got to see what it's like.
That to me is the weirdest.
Yes, but it's the one that I've been eyeing the most because
Right.
it's the most notable. I can't forget
Yeah.
that one.
Real.
Unforgettable.
And it's not like it's a pizza on a burger, on a hot dog, on a fried, on a sticker. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not a food inception thing. It's not a turducken in the baseball field. It's something that is just a weird food combination.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel enlightened? Do you
I feel
like
hungry.
Do you feel like anything's going to change for you at the ballpark?
No. I'm still upset about the pretzel. I think that the prices are enough to lose your appetite, folks. Like, I remember getting up to the
Yes.
stands and being like, "Oh, I'm actually poor, so I will not be eating." And that's just how it is. So
Yeah.
I will take one $7 water bottle, and
It's going to be $10 when Juan Soto resigns. Like, my value bucket is going to be 50 smackaroos.
yeah, that's
You realize
crazy.
that, right?
Value.
But yeah, folks, out of all these things, like I said, the Cleveland slider dog is probably the most interesting to me. Burger Eats is crazy. A lot of those sandwiches look good.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs.
I can't help to think logistics with these foods either.
No.
How is this being consumed?
And again, all these signature dishes, if that's what you can call them,
True.
are upwards of $30, which is the most
Yeah.
unfortunate thing. So honestly, folks, I might stick to my chicken fingers and watching the game rather
True.
than spending $30 on a Fruit Loop bacon mac and cheese concoction and missing the
Yeah.
action.
But you know what? Try it out.
Yeah. Let
Try
us
it.
know.
Let us
Do you
know.
guys know?
Do you guys go into your fridge if you have a hot dog? if you have cheese, was there cheese on it?
It was mac and cheese exclusively.
Okay, cheese. Put some mac in it.
Yeah.
If you have mac and cheese, hot dog, bacon, onions, and Fruit Loops, put those all on the same plate and eat it at the same time.
Honestly.
And then you know how your brothers in Ohio live. That is the most Ohio hot dog.
I didn't want to say it.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
But it's
has
crazy.
Never existed.
Anything else, Josh?
No.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for us. I think. See, the thing is, you don't know what the experiment is, but we do, and I think it went great.
Yeah. The jeans look good, Mom.
They do. We tried on some jeans, and they fit
They look good.
like a glove. And that'll be all.